current scenario of AWS market, where exactly we can see how exactly this AWS market is doing right now. Then we will learn about the Amazon Web Services. What exactly the meaning of Amazon Web Services, and then we will go for the different type of AWS services. So AWS is basically are having different services like the compute services and the storage services or the security services. So we will discuss about that too. Then I'll show you how you can create a free tier AWS account for your lab and the learning. And in the continuation of it, we will go and see some of the practicals, the hands-on exercise on EC2 launch, how exactly we can launch an EC2. EBS volume is a storage, it's a elastic block storage, so we will learn about it. And in the end, we will go for a question answer session where I'll explain you about your queries and everything. So I hope everyone will get till the end and learn whatever they want and what I am going to explain you. So, if we talk about the current AWS market, so right now Amazon basically exceeds the over 1 million of the users. So I'll basically quickly cover all these things so that we can go ahead and do the practicals. But this is necessary to know you how exactly the AWS works in the market. So that's why I presented these slides. And the second point is the majority of user base is the small and the mid-sized firms. So in current era, mostly most of the small companies, those who are the startups and those who are running their mid-sized firm means around 500 to 1,000 people in a firm. So they basically use these cloud services because these services are on-demand services, and you need to pay only what you are using. So that's why most of the AWS market is basically grows to the 1 million. Then the third point is the whether it is the technology giants, the television networks, the bank or the governments, everyone using AWS. And I hope most of you can easily access over here and can see that Netflix is right now is the big spender
Yeah.
for the AWS, and most probably all of you knows how exactly the Netflix works, and so they are spending around $19 million over AWS technology. Then there is a LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional social networking website where you can easily reach to the HRs, reach to the colleges, and reach to the students or the professional giants, those who are working in AWS or anything. So LinkedIn is basically spending $10 million. Then there is a well-known social networking site. I think every student use it. That is Facebook. So Facebook is also using the AWS services, and right now this is spending around $11 million. And then last but not the least, the Adobe. Adobe is using the $8 million for the AWS services, right? So, if we will talk about the job market right now, the job market is open for all those guys who are freshers and those who are in, you can say, the experienced ones. So, the most common question in the mind of every AWS fresher is, can I get a job after completing my BTech or my after completing my graduation or after completing my MCA? So for that, there are only two things by which you can get the jobs in the AWS market. The first one is you need to prepare yourself deeply with the AWS concepts, and yes, you can get the job when you are a AWS fresher, but for that you need to make sure that you know all about AWS cloud. And learning about the AWS cloud is not enough. You need to get good communication skills. You need to go for some good. Actually, you need to prepare yourself for a particular language so that you can have a better combination with the language and the AWS. The certification is the second option that you can hit the market of AWS. So there are plenty of certificates, but as a fresher, you need to go for the AWS cloud practitioner. So the fresher who is going to start the AWS job market is the average and the minimum package is 3.26 lakhs per annum. And if you are a mid size, then you can go up to 6.02 lakhs. And if the senior level, there is no limitation for the packages, but the minimum package will be 16.60 lakhs. And here are some companies who are hiring for the freshers and who always hire freshers. So the first one is the Amazon India Private Limited itself. They also hire the freshers. Then the Jacob Engineering Group companies, they actually go for the students. Basically, they don't go for the campus placement. They basically create a job and they'll ask you to send your resume and do the needful. Then the Barclays is one of the premium client of AWS, and Barclays, the most important thing for Barclays is to your communication skills. They basically go for those who are having a good communication skills and the knowledge too. So this is the current era for the AWS job market. So if we move forward, then we'll see this is the one of the fun fact that I don't think so many of you knows it. They actually opens AWS basically opens campus. It's the largest campus in Hyderabad, and it at itself creating a 2 lakhs jobs in India. So this is one of the most premium thing for India aspirants, that they can easily get the jobs in the India campus, because this is the one of the largest campus that they are going to run. And over the 15 years, AWS basically spends significantly in India. And as per my experience, I have about 7 years of experience. And right now, I am getting a good pay scale. So it's all about the experience and the knowledge that you have. And the new campus, this Hyderabad campus is spread over 9.5 acres. And the most important thing is the technical guys who are going to complete their BCAs, their MCAs, and the BTech. They can easily go for the cloud engineer position and the Hyderabad post. And if you want, I'll explain you how exactly you can do those things. Then let's see how exactly this cloud works. So let's suppose we need to host a website, right? So are you guys comfortable with the English, or I need to put some Hindi words as well?
So
Next,
comfortable. We
sir.
are comfortable in English.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's suppose we need to host a website, right? So for hosting that website, the prerequisite are, the first one is the we need to purchase the servers, right? So let's suppose if you are a startup and you are starting a company for a, like, you can say like Flipkart, you are a e-commerce website, right? So for that, what you need to do is you need to buy servers. So the more the servers are, the more you need to spend the capital on, right? So the second thing is you need to manage the traffic according to the user load, right? So what exactly this means is, let's suppose let's suppose you got a huge traffic on your website, right? So what you need to do is you need to put more and more servers for the smooth running of your website. So for that, what you need to do, you need to add more servers, and you need to manage this traffic by your own. So this is the another headache which we had before the cloud. Then the maintenance and the monitoring, and this is the one of the most important and the hectic part of any server. Let's suppose you have 3, 4, 5, 6, or plenty of servers, and you got any kind of fluctuation, or you got any kind of failure of the device, then you need to check you by yourself. You don't have any software to check on that. So this will take you a while to figure out what exactly the problem is and how exactly you can solve it. So this is the problem that we had before the cloud computing. And the downsides are, I already explained you, the much more infrastructure you need to have for the more server, for the placement of the more servers. Then you will need to put cost that will be on the higher side. Then the issue detection and the troubleshooting, you will get a complexity where you need to troubleshoot everything, and you need to do it by your own. The third one is due to traffic dependency, the server will be utilized accordingly, right? I explained you, if the load of your website will be on a higher side, then you need to put more servers for it. So this is the today's scenario with the cloud. You don't need to spend a capital to buy servers. So what exactly cloud does is, cloud is having a virtual servers, which we call the instances. So in the AWS, the servers are basically named as the instances. I'll explain you in the further practical that what exactly this instance means. Then there is a data storage will take place on the cloud server. So let's suppose you have a big database company, right? So for that you need to have the big hard drives to put on. You need to have a place to put on those big hard drives. But in the cloud, what we can do, we can easily attach the volumes or the storage devices without having the space, and also all these things will be on the cloud side. And the best part is, whatever you are using, you need to go and pay for only that thing. Let's suppose you are having a storage device of 5 terabyte, right? And now you need only 1 terabyte. So once you are using 1 terabyte, you need to pay for the 1 terabyte, and if you are using for 5 terabyte, then you need to pay for 5 terabyte. Then the auto scaling will be there to take care of traffic flow. So this is the most important part that AWS provide us, the auto scaling. What exactly this auto scaling means is, let's suppose, let's take a simple example so that you can have a better understanding about it. Let's suppose there are two websites, right? The first one is the Flipkart, and the another one is Amazon. So right now, let's suppose they are using 50 servers for their website, and the traffic flow for these servers are basically managing 50 lakhs customers, right? And as you all know, they basically give you a big billion sales. That is the weekend sales, or you can say there is a Diwali sale and everything. So the traffic flow on their website will be 2.5 crores, right? So it's a 5 times to the original one. So what they can do, they need to buy the servers, right? So for those servers, they need to get have a place where to put those physical servers. So what AWS does is, AWS basically provide you a feasibility to add servers on the current server. So for that, you don't need to have so many spaces. So at the end of the day, when your sale, or you can say your event, the 3 days big billion sale has ended up, what you can do, you can easily return those servers. Return those server means you can basically de-attach those servers and pay only for the original servers, right? So if you are using 50 servers, you need to pay for the 50 servers. Once you get the traffic, high heavy traffic, then if you add 10 more servers, then you need to pay for 40 servers, right? So once you are done with those 10 servers, what you need to pay, you need to pay for the 30 servers. So there is a feasibility of your pay scale, so you can invest your money in growing your company. Then the last one, this is also the most important part, the setup and the maintenance will be done by the cloud provider. So if you get any issues before the cloud, what you need to do is, you need to spend hours to find the issue, and then you need to troubleshoot that. But in the cloud, what you can do, you can have a dedicated customer services from AWS. They basically installed all those things, and they give you the feedback on daily basis. There are alarms, there are everything, so that they can easily detect the problem, and they will troubleshoot the problem as well. Now let's see what exactly the cloud computing is. So the cloud computing is on demand delivery computing services, database storage.
कॉलेज का डेट भी देख रहे होगा.
And so guys, if you can mute yourself, that will be easier for us. And the other IT resources through a cloud service platform via internet as pay as you go pricing model. So pay as you go, as I already told you, you can use the computing services like the servers, or the applications, the web server. So you can install those things easily, and you need to pay for only the hours you are going to use it. Let's suppose you are using your server, let's suppose you have a company, right? And the timing of the company is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? So after 6 p.m., those servers are, you cannot shut down those physical servers, right? But you need to pay for those servers after 6 p.m. as well. But in the cloud is, you need to pay only for 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and after that you don't need to pay for that. So this is the meaning of exactly pay as you go pricing model. So these are the top cloud providers in the market, those who are running their cloud services. The first one is the Amazon Web Services. The second one is the Microsoft Azure Cloud. So Microsoft Azure Cloud is one of the premium cloud computing services who is basically have a competition with Amazon Web Services. Then the third one is the Google Cloud, and but last but not the least, I think this is Alibaba Cloud. They are basically going to launch. They already launched it, but the market is not on the higher side. So these are the four top cloud providers right now in the market. Now, what exactly the Amazon Web Services is? Amazon Web Services is basically a platform which offers you the flexible, reliable, and the scalable, easy to use, cost effective cloud computing solutions. This I already explained previously. The flexibility of computing services means you can use the services as you wanted, as required to your company requirement. The scalable means you can use the computing services, the servers on basically the, let's suppose you have a website, then you can use those servers according to the traffic which is going to flow on your website. So these are the things which AWS basically comprises in his whole product. And Amazon Web Services offers a wide range of different business, like the compute services may you can go for the EC2, the light sail, and the other services are there. And the migration you can use it. In the security there are different aspects that you need to take care of. In the networking, you can use the servers, you can use the AD servers, and the database. For the database, you can use the storage devices like EBS. This is Elastic Block Storage, then S3 bucket, and everything. Now this is the one of the most important thing that I'm going to explain you. And guys, if you want to take a snapshot, you can have a snapshot of it, so that you can create your AWS free tier account over here. So for creating a AWS account, I also show you how exactly it works. So if can you see my Google screen
No, sir.
now?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
There
thank
is
you.
there is
So
no Google screen, but we are getting presentation
can you
only.
see the browser? Can you see the browser?
No, sir. It's
Okay,
only the
so
screen displaying how to create a free tier AWS account.
okay, so is this problem for with everyone or is only for with you? I think most of them are telling me that they can easily see. So can you check on your side? Okay, so
सर visible है
sorry. Okay, so most of them are showing that the screen is showing. So for creating this AWS account, what you need to put over here is AWS free tier account. So once you click on this, you will get this AWS Amazon.com free. So you need to hit over here. Once you hit over there, you will redirected to this page, and here you can see there is a option for create a free tier account, right? So you need to click on this. So once you click on that, you need to fill these prerequisites over here, these email address, password, the confirm password, and the AWS account name, right? So here you can put your email ID, whatever email ID you have or whatever email ID you want. Then you need to put the passwords, and the most important thing over here is your account name cannot be same with your email address, so you need to take care of it. So I already have this account, and for creating this account we need to have a debit card. So that's why I'm not going to create over here. So I have my YouTube channel, and if you want you can go over there and see what exactly how you can create the AWS free tier account. I'll send you the link for my YouTube channel so that you can see these little things over there, right? So if let's see. So when you create that, you will get these things, right? And this I already told you, the create here account, and once you click on that, you will get the continue option, and after that there will be two pages, actually two options. The first option is the personal, and the second one was the professional. So as you are right now as a fresher, you are going to you are going to maintain everything, and you are going to do for the lab and testing. So for that you need to use this personal one. Then it will ask you for the debit card details. So here is a feasibility that in AWS you can easily go for your debit card, and but in Azure you need to have the credit card only. So AWS, what AWS did is they basically provide you a debit card feasibility. So they will deduct you 2 rupees, and after 2-3 working days they will reimburse you back. So the process for this doing this by cutting these 2 rupees is to they basically wanted to they basically wanted to know what exactly the person profile is. That's why they deduct this amount. So don't need to worry about it. They will reimburse you in 2-3 days. So here you can see this type of screen you will get, and here you need to put the debit and credit card number, your expiration and everything. If you don't have the PAN card, you don't need to put the PAN card in. So don't worry about that. And in the next one, then you need to confirm your identity. So the important thing is you need to put your cell phone number over here, and you need to go for this security check. You need to put all these security letters over here, and you need to click on the send SMS. So once you clicked on the send SMS, you will get another page, that is the verification code. So this will ask you a 4-digit verification code. You need to put those 4 digits over here and click on the verify code. So once you click on the verify code, it will show you the green check over there that your identity has been verified. Now this is the important part. Please have a look over here. So there are three options: the basic plan, the developer plan, and the business plan. So as you are a AWS fresher aspirant, so all you need to do is you need to use the basic plan. In the basic plan, there are so many things that you can easily use for free of cost for your lab and everything. So you need to go for the basic plan. Don't go for the developer plan or basic plan, because they will charge you a bit extra, that you will have a problem with that. And so don't try to go for some experiment and everything. Just go for the basic plan. After clicking on the basic plan, you will get this one. So over here my role is, you can put over here the student, and I'm interested in, so you can have over here the learning option. So after clicking on submit, if you log into the page of AWS console, I'm going to explain you how exactly this looks like. So this will show you that it will take 24 hours. So what basically AWS Amazon do is, Amazon will take around 24 hours to activate your account. So I'll show you my account how exactly it looks like, and we'll do the practical as well, because I think the theory is on the higher side, so we'll go for directly go for the practical and everything, right? So let's see over here, AWS console. So once your account has been created, then you need to put AWS console over here, and you need to click over here, login back. You need to put the password that you set for this AWS account. Right. So this is the AWS Management Console where you can see this EC2. This EC2 is basically an instance, and you can see a server where exactly you will go for all your working and everything. There is a billing section, and if you can see in the right corner, there is your name, whichever is the name you are going to attach on it, and then you can have the visibility of this my account, my organization, my quotas, my billing dashboard. So here it will show you everything, what exactly the billing dashboard is and the other things. Then you will put over here the ACI specific Mumbai. This is basically a region, so there are concept of region and you can say availability zones. So there are two options there that you need to taking care of. So these are the reasons that AWS is having. So these reasons means they are having their physical locations where they put their um, data centers and everything, so for which you can use the services for the compute and for the storage and everything. So I think let's start with the practical session over here because it's quite boring for learning too much on theory. So what I'll do, I'll put these things on the, I'll try to record all those things and put on my YouTube channel so that you can have a test after creating your AWS account. So in the chat box, I'm going to send you the link. You can click on this link and you can easily access my YouTube channel where I explained you about the how to create the AWS account and how to create a web server over there. So let's create a web server over here. So for creating a web server, what you need to do is you need to go into the services. Then there will be this page and you need to click on the EC2. This EC2 basically means Elastic Cloud Compute. So these are the compute services. So as I told you the availability about the availability zones. These are the availability zones where the physical data centers are present. There can be two or more. There are two or more availability zone in a single region. So in Mumbai, there are three availability zones, and as you can see, it's showing normally that the zone is operating normally. So there is no problem with the zone. So let's launch an instance. So for launching an instance, you need to click an instance over here. Then you can see there is an option for launch the instance. So when you click on it, you will get another page. So this is the one of the most important part that you need to take care of, because as you are a fresher and you are just stepping ahead for the AWS, you need to go for all the free services, right? You don't need to put anything, you need to give anything. So it's better to always click over free tier account only, right? So once you click on the free tier account only, then you will get these options. So what we will do today, we will migrate this server. Migrate, you can say today we will launch this Microsoft Windows 2016 base server. So let's select it. Here you can see the different options. The family is general purpose. So basically, a EC2 is having different family. The general purpose, the compute, and the migrate and the everything. So here you need to choose the free tier eligible, right? So you need to be take care of these things very precisely. So when you go for the launching the instance, what you can do, you can easily you can easily go for the video that I sent you the link for, and you can easily go for the steps by steps to learn these. Then you don't need to make any changes over here. Here you can see this is the GIB and this is the GB. So the basic difference between this GIB and GB is, as you all know, you are the MCA student, that the in 1 GB there are 1024 MBs, right? But in the GIB, the figures are changed, and this 1 GIB means 1000 MBs. So this is the difference that you can face in the interviews and everything. So what is the exactly numbers of for GIB and GB, right? So after that, we need to click on the configure instance. These are the deep sheet knowledge that you need to take care of. So as right now we are learning how exactly it works, so you don't need to put any changes over here. I'll explain you in the broader way, and I am going to make some videos on it, so you can easily go to my YouTube channel and you can see these things. So we will not do anything over here, and we'll put the next, the add storage, right? So this is the root volume. What exactly the root volume means? The root volume means where you can put your OS, your operating system. That is called as a root volume, right? So the size for this root volume is 30 GIB. That means your 30,000 MBs. So right now we don't need to add any volume. So we can easily go ahead and do the next thing. So we'll click on the next. So when you reaches to this add tags page, you need to add a tag. So once you click on the add tag, you need to put over here the name, right? And the value. Let's suppose we are going to upload the web server, so we can take web server, right? Then we need to click on the configure security group. So here you can see the RDP, the remote desktop protocol, and there are the security group configuration. So you can create your new security configuration, and this is the one of the finest and the important things that you need to take care of. So let's suppose we put over here web server, right? And the same thing over here, web server. So once you are done with it, we can use add rules. So why I'm using add rule? When you create a web page over this web server, so that you can easily access those things. So for that, what we will do, we will allow HTTP and we will allow HTTPS over this. Here you can see the HTTPS, the port number is 443, and for the HTTP, the port number is 40. And we will change the things over here. We will put anywhere over here. So when you click on the public IP, you will get your web page when we upload the web page, right? So after that, we need to click on the review and launch. So once you review and launch, this basically explain you how exactly you did the process. So don't worry about it. You can click on the launch, right? So when you click on the launch, you will get this page. Here you need to put, or you need to create a key pair, and without this key pair you are not able to go and launch their EC2 instance. So you need to be very careful where exactly you download this key pair, where exactly your key pair is. So let's suppose I put web server key, right? And I downloaded it. Key pair is already exist. Okay, I already used this, so we can put the number over here, 1 1. So this already downloaded. Now I'll do the launch instance. The security group of the VPC already exists. Okay, uh, I already used it. Give me a minute. Okay, there you go. So this is no preference by default. I acknowledge creating a security group failure. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's create another EC2. Let's do it on a fast basis. Instances. The problem is with the security groups, right? security groups. Give me a moment, guys, right? Just hold on for a second. Let me just delete it. Actually, this is I use for my official work. That's why it gives me. Okay. So I think now we are good to go. Let's launch the free tier. Select it. And next, default. Add storage. No, we don't need to add it. Let's tag it. NAME as SGIT. Next, let's suppose here SGIT. Add HTTPS. Then HTTP. Anywhere. Review and launch. Keynebeer. SGIT/key. Download the key pair, launch the instance now. So this is the mistake. Actually, I used these instances for my office purposes. That's why it's giving the problem that the security group is already in use, right? So this will take 2-3 minutes to launch the EC2 instance. Till then, I'm going to explain you few of the things over here. As you can see, this is the instance ID, this one. So these instance ID are unique and these are created by AWS itself. And right now here you can see the instance status is running. Before that it was showing the pending. Right now you can see over here this running. So all we need to do is we need to wait for the status check. So basically it check two status. The first one is the system status check and the another one is your instance status check. So we need to wait for that. Then you will have the one public IP for this instance and one private IP for the instance, right? And the private DNS. So here you can see I put the I explained about it. Sorry, I did not. So the SGIT key that is I recently created, as I think you saw, and the server which are we are going to create is the Windows. And right now the availability zone is AP South 1B. So all we need to do is we need to wait for 2-3 minutes to check the status, the running status on it. So what you can do, sometimes it will take a few minutes. So you need to click fresh over here. So in the meanwhile, what we can do, I'll show you some of the fun facts and some of the things that you need to take care of when you will go for the knowledge of AWS. There you can see the volume section. So we can add volumes according to our need. Let's suppose you are a database company. They can usually go for the volumes and you can add those volumes. So when you are done with the using of that volumes, you need to get rid of it. Then there are snapshot are basically the thing, whatever process we are going to do over here. What a snapshot does is a snapshot basically take the, you can say, as you can if I will give you the layman language, we'll take our phone's snapshot, right? So whatever image we want, what we will do, we'll take the snapshot. So exactly the process with the EC2. So whatever work you will go and you did already, if your snapshot is on, then you can have a backup as a image of your total work that you did. So as you can see the status check over here, that is 2 by 2. So for connecting this EC2, what we will do, we will click on the connect. So once you click on the connect, you will get this page. So now you need to get a password. So by clicking on the get password, here you have an option for key pair path. So you need to choose the file and the file that we saved sgit, you need to click on it, you need to open it, and you need to decrypt the password. So this is the password for connecting this server, the remote desktop server. So you need to copy over here, you need to just click over here, you need to download the rdp file. So once you click on it, you will get another page, that is this one. Actually I'm using two screens, so that's why it pop up in my another screen, so I'll drag it out. So once you get this screen, you need to click on connect. So when you click on connect, you will get this image, and you need to paste this a key that you copied from here, right? So what you need to do, you need to paste it, and you need to click on OK. So once you click on OK, you will get this page. You don't need to worry about these things. You can easily go ahead and click on the yes. So once you click on the yes, this will connect, write this tag, and you will get this page. So everybody can see the server is uploading. Can you ping me back if you are able to see? Okay, yes, sir, I got. So this is the server which is going to upload. So it will take a bit time to upload because this is the server. So if you see over here, when you do these things, let's suppose you are creating a server, Windows Server 2016. So it will take around 2 to 3 hours for the physical. If you are having the physical devices and everything, you need to set up a office and office server, then you need to have 2 3 hours to complete this process. But in AWS, in the cloud services, how we can do it? We can do it by the easy steps process. And as you can see, this is not going to take more than 2 3 minutes to get this done. So right now we are in Windows Server, and here you can see the host name and the instance ID which is created by the AWS itself. I showed you already this public IP and the private IP. The instance size, this is 22.t2.micro. This is a free tier eligible, so you don't need to pay for the instance, right? And the availability zone, this is AP South 1B. This is in Mumbai region. Then the processor is AMD 64. The total memory is 1 GB, right? So let's see the server manager over here. So you need to click over here. Okay. Then we need to click on the server manager. So now what we are going to do, we are going to create a web server, that is IIS web server, and a web page, so that you can see your web page by just clicking on the public. And this is one of the very interesting topic, and I'm sure once you are done with this, you will get a smile on your face, because this is the things basically we never do in our BTech or MCA or BCA, in the bachelors and the masters. We don't do it in the college basis. So all we need to do is we need to click over here on the add rules and features. Okay, so right now it's collecting the data, so it will take a bit time, or we need to wait for it. Okay, so when you click on that, you will get this before you begin. You don't need to do anything, you don't need to worry about it. Just click on next. So once you click on next, you will get these two options. Keep the options by default, and you need to click on next. Then it will ask you for the server pool. There is only one server that we created, so you don't need to worry about it again. You need to click on the next. Okay, right. So when you reached over this server rules page, right now what we want is we want to create a web server. And so for that, what we need to do is we need to click on this web server double IS, right? As you are a MCA student, I know that you will have a knowledge about this IAS. So once you click on that, you will get to add features. Then you need to click on the next. Then next. By default, things will be remain same. Next, next, and install. Right. So I think it will again take a bit time to install the server. As you can see the background process. Don't worry about these red things. These services can be easily managed. And right now these services are not working, so that's why it's showing in you in the red section. But you don't need to worry about it. We will look forward for it. So till the time, what I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you the channel that I created so that you can have a better understanding of it. Can you guys see the YouTube channel over here? Can I get the response on the chat? Yes, okay. So this is the channel where I explained few of the things about AWS, that how to create your free tier AWS account, then how to create your EC2 instance and the Windows server, that is right now I'm doing. And then I also showed you the AWS certifications, the reason and the availability zone that I explained you. I have a 10-minute session on it. So I'm going to do these steps on a regular basis. So
So
if you
what
want,
is the name of the channel, sir? It's not
okay, so
displaying
I'll do
full
one
screen.
thing. I'll share the link over here, so you can easily click on the link and subscribe it. So I'm going to explain all these AWS things in the broader way, but the most important things, AppWord Technologies are right now going to give you the best things on the training. So this YouTube channel is basically what you will get. If you have any queries, or you can go in the comment section and you can ask the queries, I'll solve it. But due to my hectic schedule, sometimes I'm not able to do that. So what AppWorks Technologies will do, they will provide you a training, and the training on the specific cost. So if you go for the in the market, then you will need to pay for 40,000, or you need to pay for 20,000. So you don't need to worry about it. You can ask Mr. Sonu Prakash about these things. So if you want a dedicated training for your college or your group of students, you can easily go to Sonu sir, and he is a very nice person to talk with, and he is very helping in nature. I am associated with Sonu sir for last 7 years. He is a big helping hand for me, and he is a very nice person for the students as well. So you can easily go ahead, and for the starting purpose, you can easily go to this YouTube channel and go easily go. Don't take too much stress on your head that, oh my god, these are the big things that we need to learn and everything. So don't worry about those things. Easily go ahead, go for the videos, learn something, create your first of all, create your ID, so that you can do the lab session and everything. So take it in a easy way, that then you can have a fun factor over there, right? So AW is a very nice and fun facting thing. So I'll explain you a few of the things about Amazon Web Services Office, so you will love it. So now we are good to go, and here you can see the feature installation is all done, and we can close over here, right? So now what I am going to do is, we are going to in the file explorer, then we'll go to this PC, then we will go for the local disk C. So whenever you create a web server, double IS web server, you will automatically get this tab over here. You need to click on this tab. Once you click on that tab, you will get the option for www root, right? You need to click on it. Now, the thing is, you need to delete these two things. So let's delete it. Now, what we will do, we will create a new text document, and let's open it. And let's suppose we type over here, we are proud to be SGITN, right? So let's click on file, Click on save as. Now the file name will be index.html, right? And the save types, you need to click on all files and you need to save it. Now close this one. You will get an index page over here. So if we'll go for our session that we created over there, let's give me a moment. What we will do, okay, right, just give me a moment. I want to minimize it. Yes, so we need to close it, and once you copy this IP address, see, this is your web page that you got, and I'm going to send you this IP address, and please check on your web servers, on your web browsers, that it's working or not. Okay, I sent it. Can few of you give me a reply on this, that yes, you can say it?
Yes, sir.
You can see it. And the most important thing, anyone from the globe, your batchmates, your parents, your teachers, they can see these things easily. So what you can do right now, I know many of us are not in the situation to create a full stream website and put that on the server, right? So this is the practical that you can show to your teachers and everything, and they will love to see all these things. I have a conversation with Sonu sir as well, that they are telling me that your professors and your teachers and the principal are very curious to know about this AWS technologies, and they really appreciate you guys. I don't know हिंदी में अगर बोले तो चेहरे पे कहते होंगे कि नहीं कहते होंगे, लेकिन they actually appreciate you guys. They actually appreciate their students, so that's why they created this AWS seminar. So I think we are good to go, and what we can do right now is, if you guys have some questions on the job requirements on the AWS learning, or sir or ma'am who is attending this webinar right now, so if you guys wanted to ask me anything, because I think it's been an hour and the session is going to end up. So if you have any questions related to this AWS technology, so I'm going ahead and give you the answers. So I think let's start with the questions over here. I'm waiting for the questions if somebody wants to ask this.
Hello, sir. Sir,
Hello.
I have a query regarding the key pairs in the AWS. Like,
Mhm.
are they login IDs and passwords related things?
Actually, the thing is, whenever we launch the instance, right? So there will be a key pair. So that what that key pair does is, it basically a kind of a parameter that will allow you to launch your instance. So for the first time, whenever you are going to create the RDP session, you need to have that key pair. And this key pair is very important. If you lost this key pair, you need to again relaunch the instance. So right, so this is basically a password for the RDP session.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I got a question from Sonal that sir, इसमें fresher के लिए requirement क्या क्या होती है, right? So the for the freshers, there are few requirements that you can easily go. See, the first thing that you need to take care of, you don't need to worry about this technical support jobs. These technical support jobs are not the call center jobs, so don't worry about it. And if you easily go ahead and join a call center, join a technical support in AWS. So what AWS process is, they basically transfer you internally for the learning and everything. So once you